All right, let's go through the Bellwork here, one by one here. We'll come back to the joke at the end. It's a good one. All right, here we go. Simplify. So for 1, A, B, and C, you are looking for pairs. So you got to figure out what does this break down into. And again, what you do to break it down might be different from me, but you're looking for pairs. So for example, let's say I say 4. I'd break it down by dividing by 4. So in my calculator, I say 64 divided by 4, and I get 16. Okay, so break down 16, I get 4 and 4. There's a pair. So right away, I can start writing 2, because this one's out here, okay, already. So I'm going to write that one first. And then the 4 comes out. And then right here, the 4 can still break down to 2 times 2. So there's another pair. Okay. Now, if you notice, there's nothing left here. Okay. There's no more numbers. There's no more pairs or anything like that. So I don't have a square root. So don't write square root if there's nothing to go in there. All right. So what I have is 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. No square root left. Final answer. Okay. Now, for the next one, divide this. So again, you might divide it differently than I do. I'm going to divide it by 3. I get 21. Divide 21 by 3 again, I get 3 and 7. So there's a pair of 3s. So 3 comes out. And then 7 didn't have a pair. So 7 has to stay inside the square root. Okay. So on the last one for number 1, we have 150. So again, if there's a 0 at the end like that, and you're not sure what to divide by, you can always divide by 10. And in this case, it's 10 and 15. So 10 breaks down, 2 times 5. And then 15 is 3 times 5. And so right away, I can see my pair of 5. So when I start writing this out, again, the 3 that was already out there is there. 5 comes out. Now, this was confusing some people yesterday. So right here, when 2 and 3 are there, they don't pair up. So both of them have to go inside the radical. And so on the outside, I have 3 times 5 is 15. On the inside, I have 2 times 3 is 6. Final answer. Okay, that's just the numbers there. So when we go to the variables at the bottom, we're doing kind of the same thing. Okay. So in this one, I already have -3 out there, so I can go ahead and write the -3 outside already, and then I break this down. Now, again, you might do 9 and 9. I'll just do 3. Actually, no, I'm going to do 9 and 9 this time. And right here, if I have 9 and 9, I don't have to break these down any further. I can just go ahead and pair those up, and that 9 comes out. Now I look at the variables. Now, what you're supposed to do with these exponents is divide it by 2. Well, 3 doesn't divide by 2. So I got to mark it down by 1 and leave the extra in here. So now, divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So x to the first power, or just x. Same thing here. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And so now I'm done with that. Square root of, and then this one didn't have anything left, or it's left over, so that x has to stay in. Okay? So my final answer is -27 xy square root of x. Final answer. Okay? And so on the last one, we have 5 already out there. So I'm going to write that right away. Now I'm breaking this down. Once again, it has a 0, so I'm going to break it down by dividing by 10. And then I have 2 and 5. 5 and 2, or 2 and 5. This one is 2 and 9. Well, there's a pair of 2s, so I'm going to bring that 2 out with the 5. And then don't stop there, because 9 divides by 3 to get 3 and 3. There's another pair. So 3 comes out. Okay? And now, also coming out is some variables. Okay? So I've got a to the 10th becomes a to the 10 divided by 2 is 5. 7 doesn't divide by 2, so I got to bring that down 1 and leave the extra b. Now, b to the 6 divided by 2 is 3. And so when I'm done with that, I leave everything else in. So first of all, numbers. That 5 right there did not pair up, so that has to stay. And then this one is extra, so b. Okay, so my final answer, when I add those or multiply those together, that's 30. A to the 5th, b to the 3rd, and then square root of 5b. Final answer. Okay. And there we go. So that's the Bellwork. You can use that on your while you're doing your quiz. So if you get stuck on something, again, look back at your examples. If you didn't work it out on your Bellwork, well, you're not really helping yourself. Okay. So last thing, the joke. What should you do when you see a spaceman? What should you do when you see a spaceman? Park your car, man. Yeah, it's pretty rough, I know. You're probably sitting there in awkward silence, just the way we like it. Here we go. So go ahead and good luck on your quiz. Again, make sure you close out your other tabs so it doesn't kick you out. Don't get out your phone during your quiz. The phone should be up. And then we'll talk about the quiz if we need to on Monday. Okay? Good luck and peace.